Welcome to Our Darlington, the podcast where we explore the heart and soul of Darlington through its local independent businesses and the people that make it special. I'm James Carver.
I'm Henry Carver, and we're here to shine a spotlight on our beloved town. Join us as we sit down with the passionate local people to delve into their stories and uncover the unique contributions they make to our community and to find out about the town where we live.
Get ready to be inspired by the people and stories that make Darlington truly special.
I think your shop's been broken into, and I was like, oh, good one, pull the other one kind of thing. And he's like, no, I'm being serious, look on your cameras. Roughly the value that was there and stuff, and I was like, I can't believe all this, it's like, you feel sick, I think, when you first see it. People literally finishing work, coming to the shop and like helping me tidy up and get things back in order. Just really heartwarming, I think. I don't want to just talk money, but like, there must have been 50 grand's worth of stuff in this one binder, and I was like,
What?
We're delighted to be joined by a man behind Big Man Cards, Darlington's specialist Pokémon and trading card shop. It's become a real hub for collectors in the town and further afield. It's been a tough few weeks, but he's back open, back trading, and the support from the community has been brilliant. We're going to chat about the business, the hobby, and what makes collecting so popular. Kev, thank you very much for coming in.
thank you very much, yeah, it's good to be here.
A very warm welcome to you. So, Pokémon cards. Mm-hmm. How did that start? When was your first Pokémon pack bought?
I remember it was 1999. That's when the trading cards first came out in the UK. And basically it was just a weekly thing that I used to do with my dad. You get pocket money as a kid, and all I ever wanted to spend it on was just packs of Pokémon cards. So every Monday we'd go to Yarm Road, buy a pack of cards and just try my luck.
Yeah.
And, just get the dopamine rush.
And how much was a pack of cards at that time?
It's a long time ago, but I'd say probably £2, £2.50, something like that. They're not much more now, but the value back then was much better, I would say.
And how did you know if it was a good pack? What were the good ones back then?
Basically just all the Charizards, Blastoise, Venus, or basically anything that shined.
Okay.
It's still a good way to tell now, actually.
Yeah, so if you get a shiny one, you're in for a...
Yeah, usually.
Fantastic.
Very good. So you've got a passion towards Pokemon cards specifically. Have you got a background in retail as well, or is that just something relatively new?
When I was a kid, I worked in like JJB and stuff like that, but not really. I've just, you know what it was? I've just been a collector all my life.
Yep.
I looked for shops around that didn't want to rip your eyeballs out. That's not me saying other people do, by the way, but I just wanted something a bit more local and something a little bit more, because there's not really many places you can go where you can just go in and buy like a card kind of stuff. It's more like the sealed products and stuff but you have to be a big retailer to get them. There's not really anywhere like that I would consider to be a genuine hub where you can just go in and build decks and socialise and all that kind of stuff. So.
And for those people out there that don't quite understand the sort of the draw, the attraction, what is it you think that is, again, attracting people towards, these sort of collectible items?
I think nostalgia is probably a big one. I would say actually most of my customers tend to be people my age. Like I'm 33, but you tend to find like most of my customers are between the age of 30 and 40. Yeah. And it's usually blokes, to be honest, but I think it's nostalgia. I think it's just a really fun, innocent, just a nice hobby, really. And you don't really get many communities, I think, where, there's so much like, because I don't know if you watched the anime or anything like that when you were younger, but it's all kind of, built on friendship and all that kind of stuff. So it's, I think that's the draw to it. And, blokes come in with the kids and stuff and they'll collect cute cards, or someone might like a kitten, so they'll collect all the cat cards and all that kind of stuff. So it's varied. I think it's just a big variance. You can do what you want with it, really.
So you're 33 now, you say. Mm-hmm. What happened sort of straight after school? Like, you work for JJB? Did you always have a burning desire to open up your own shop? Did you get experience with other shops, or what was the transition between, again, a young adult into where you are now?
Honestly, I'm one of those people, like where you're growing up and then you never really know what you want to do. I think I've just always been like that. I've never really known.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Now. I'm not quite sure.
Still trying to work it out.
Yeah, still.
I think you're kind of locked into what you do now.
Definitely not. We can always evolve.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you've always had sort of like uncertainty, and you thought, well, actually, again, I'm putting words in your mouth, perhaps. Actually, you've got a passion there. You might as well do something you enjoy.
Absolutely. I think, if you do something that you love, you're never going to really work a day in your life, I guess. So as long as you've got a passion for something, don't get me wrong, there's definitely some times where I'm like, what am I doing this for? This is just so much. Honestly, the amount of work in the background, I think people might just do not understand. Like, when I first opened up, I had probably 6 weeks solid where I was at the shop 14 hours a day. And you might think like, how? It's just a card. But it's like when you're taking things in, like you have to price things up, you have to look at the market, you have to, I know this is very businessy, but like you have to do all the stuff in the background that people don't see. They come in and they see all the cards, in the cases and all that kind of stuff. But trust me, it's a lot of hours worth of work to sort things out in the background.
Yeah. So what date did you open the shop?
It was November the 22nd.
Fantastic. And so before that point, I'm assuming were you trading cards online, or did you have another premises?
No, I looked into doing it online, but when I was on about retailers getting stock and stuff, you have to actually own a brick and mortar store to get a supplier.
Right.
So don't get me wrong, there are certain situations where you can do it online, but I think you have to be pretty big time.
Yeah.
And obviously I wasn't big time at all.
One day.
Yeah, hopefully.
Is that the dream?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do this for the rest of my life. People might sit there thinking like, how can you do that? It's only a silly little Pokémon card, but it's not. It's the whole franchise. It's the biggest franchise actually in the world. It's bigger than Disney, which I think maybe not a lot of people kind of know that, but it's a huge, huge franchise. It's only getting bigger and better every year.
Wow.
And you mentioned the majority of your customers are sort of blokes between 30 and 40.
Yeah.
I said off air, my eldest son, Freddie, has sort of inherited a set of Pokemon cards from his uncle, not Henry, his uncle Andrew. And he is absolutely obsessed with them. He's got probably about 500, all neatly packed. And you'll find him in his bedroom just organising them and sorting them. Knows all the names, and he's obsessed with it. So when I said I was interviewing you today, he's like, "Oh, we haven't been to the shop yet. So it's on my list of things to do. It's his half term this week, so it'll be in later this week."
Oh, spot on, yeah, bring him in.
But I know nothing about Pokemon cards, so maybe you could give me a little lesson on the quiet, so I can be cool dad.
Yeah.
No, I think you should do it now. Give us what should cool dad be looking out for?
It depends. When you're saying he's inherited a collection, I'm guessing it's back from the 90s, 2000s.
It is, yeah.
Well, thankfully, that's where a lot of like the good stuff was, or is. It's very much like condition based, because obviously, when you're a kid, everyone used to play with them, wrap them with plastic bands and all that kind of stuff, and they weren't ever kept in any good condition. So when they went out of print, they were all battered, basically. So to find like a good copy of an old card, it's quite hard. But I don't know, if you want to come down to the shop, I'm more than happy. I spend hours every week trying, like, doing exactly that, kind of showing people what to look for. There's certain, like, I don't know the word, like, things that you look for on a card. So it's like the surface, see if it's scratched anywhere, the centering. So, like, you get a border. The more even the borders are, the better.
Yeah.
The corners and the edges, and it's usually like the edges and the corners, I think, where they tend to get a little bit knackered.
Yeah. I guess the actual character as well is important. There'll be sort of more
Rare.
Yeah, rarer ones, or there'll be ones that there's loads of them. You see them all the time.
So the best ones, in terms of like the trading card game, the most popular ones, I should say, not the best. The most popular ones is probably like Charizard, Pikachu, Umbreon. So you get this like little, it's called Eevee, and it can evolve into like 7 different types.
Yeah.
That's hugely popular.
Yeah.
So there is certain characters where, yeah. Some ball knowledge. Yeah. No, Bulbasaur's a good one. I think all the original ones do pretty well. Like the original 151. There was a set released recently called 151, and that was like they basically remade all the original. So it's called the Kanto region. Like the Kanto region's like the first region, and they remade all of those. And that set, I think, probably brought back the vast majority of collectors now, because you tend to find people say, "Oh, I only got back into it because they did that 151 set."
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned briefly a minute ago that they stopped printing. When did they stop print? And have they continued another range of cards? So therefore, I guess obviously there's only a certain amount out there in the world, and it's your job to try and go and find brand new ones, or is it buy the ones that are in circulation already? If that makes sense.
So I've probably done a bad job of explaining it then. So the older sets...
Start from scratch.
Yeah.
We're literally talking to a complete novice. So
Right,
start from absolute scratch.
So basically, there's not a set amount, but like they release a new set like every 2 to 3 months. So, some years there'll be 4 new sets, some years there'll be 6. I think last year was a pretty busy one. But then after about 2 or 3 years, they stopped producing those sets. So what's just been released now? Ascended Heroes, that's the newest set out now. But, in 2 or 3 years' time, they'll stop producing that.
Yeah.
So all the big hits now, you can still get them in packs. But obviously in 10 years' time, it'll have been out of production for, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
So
are people buying them as investments and literally holding on to them and then thinking, I'm going to sell them on in 30, 40 years' time and make a bit of money? Is that people's theories, or is it simply it's just for the fun of it?
obviously it's each to their own, isn't it? Some people are in it for money, for sure, but, vast majority of my friends and stuff, we just collect just because we like it, basically. But it's a pretty good investment, I would say. I mean, I've done investments in the past. So, like, when I was on about the first ever set produced, the base set it was called, I bought a heavy first edition pack. Mm-hmm. I can't remember how much I paid for it. Also, I don't know if you want me to say, but I think it was like a couple of grand that I paid for it. But then when it really boomed off again, to start up the business, I had to get some money somehow. Yeah. So I thought, well, I'm just going to have to sell this pack, and I ended up selling that for like £7,000. So I made pretty good return on investment there.
Sorry, what sort of time frame was that then? Between buying it and selling it?
Well, I've had it years, probably about 4 years, I'd say.
It's not a bad investment.
It's pretty good. I don't know if there's many things you can make.
Yeah.
Well, double your money, basically.
Oh, more than that, yeah.
Yeah.
Went pretty well.
Yeah. Very good indeed. Okay, so let's get... So you open the shop from November the 22nd, back end of 2025. Things are going well. And then, I don't know if you want to tell us what happened in, well, was it the last 2 weeks or so?
I think it was last Monday, wasn't it? I don't know what date that was. But yeah, last Monday. So basically, I got a call off my nephew, and he's always trying to wind me up. So he's called me and he's like, Kevy, I think your shop's been broken. My name's Kev. He calls me Kevy. It's just what my family call me. I think your shop's been broken into. And I was like, oh, good one, pull the other one kind of thing. And he's like, no, I'm being serious. Look on your cameras. So I looked on my cameras, and you could just see my tilde being forced over, everything on the floor. All my cases were empty, and I don't know, it just didn't really feel real, like looking at it, because, you put all those hours worth of work in and stuff, and I knew roughly the value that was there and stuff, and I was like, I can't believe all this, it's like, you feel sick, I think, when you first see it. So me and my family and my friends and all stuff like that, we go down and, we see all the damage and everything, and all the floors covered in dust. Obviously, it had been raining the night before and everything, so it's all waterlogged, and I don't know, just really disheartening. But I think once you get over the initial shock of it all, and like when I talk about community, this is what I mean. Like the community, I promise you, like have dragged me through that. Like seeing the support, the amount of messages, people literally finishing work, coming to the shop and like helping me tidy up and get things back in order. Just really heartwarming, I think. Yeah, so.
Absolutely.
Good.
Obviously, you've explained there how you feel. It's just a complete invasion of, well, all your hard work, and yeah, it's just...
So there's enough challenges being a small business owner,
Yeah.
and someone robs you.
Yeah.
It makes you feel sick.
Yeah, plus it's, you know, it's not your home, but it's like your home away from home. And like the fact that someone can just break in and just steal it all, just like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just unsettling.
Yeah.
Completely. And I understand there's been a GoFundMe page set up as well. Hopefully that, I know it's just a small contribution from local, you know, supporters of yours, your friends, family, no doubt, and also local business owners. Will that be able to get you back up and running fully to where you were as of, you know, November? Is it a case of starting afresh almost?
Well, now you mentioned the GoFundMe, I know you actually donated as well, so I would like to say thank you for that, because it was quite a sizable donation. The GoFundMe thing, it was actually... So I've got friends that help me out, and it's my mate Stephen that kind of runs my social media. I mean, I still do it, but he does the majority of it, just I think to take a little bit of the burden away from me kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he just rang me on the night and he said, Kev, I've started a GoFundMe. I said, get that down now. Like, I do not want that. I don't want people thinking that I'm scrounging for money or anything like that. Like, this is my mess.
Yep.
I don't want anyone else to kind of bail me out. I think probably more pride than anything.
Yeah, I understand that.
But it's done amazing. I mean, the amount of donations and stuff, and I don't know, that's gets you welled up, you know, like it's just so nice to see. But like, I think that's what's good about Darlington. I mean, I think about it, if that happened to somebody else, I'd be the first to kind of donate. So like, at first I hated it. Mm-hmm. But then you look at it and it's like, well, in the grand scheme of things, I probably needed it. I don't like asking for money or anything like that. And obviously I don't want people to kind of give what they can't give. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, all the donations have been really helpful. I mean, it's allowed me to kind of invest in a better security system and get my roof fixed. Mm-hmm. There's been loads of people just, you know, offering to come in. People have offered to fix my roof for free and stuff. And it's like, I don't know many places where you'd kind of get that reaction.
Yeah.
So,
no,
yeah.
You're absolutely right. That's really good to hear. And, you know, obviously it took a massive hit on you personally. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that stress and, I guess, you know, I don't want to mention the sort of depression word, but no doubt you could have just literally thrown in the towel and gone, sod it, I'm going to do something else. What's the point?
I don't know how deep you want me to go into it, but it definitely did hit me. I think I've been struggling for a little bit anyway, I would say. Like, you get burnout as a business. Mm-hmm. Even though I love it, it's still a lot of work. Mm. And you do get burnt out, and I was really looking forward to my Monday, Tuesday off. But then on the Monday, when it was, you know, all the breaking, my daughter went to hospital and everything like that, like, you know, I was like, how can I come back from this? And I think, you know, if it wasn't for my sister, if it wasn't for like my best friends, and all the community and stuff like that, I think I probably would have gone in on myself, because I'm quite prone to doing that. I think that's something that I care quite a lot about, actually. It's something in the future where, like, when I'm saying the community and stuff and, you know, creating a space and everything, I'm not saying I'm definitely going to do it, but like, I'd love to start some kind of like club or something like that, you know, because like, I'm getting kids coming into the shop and stuff, and like, they open up to you. I don't know, they seem to just trust you and open up to you. And it's like, I want someone to have a space, because like, I've been like that. And when you go silent on yourself and stuff, it's hard to have that space, somewhere where you feel comfortable, like just talking about things. I mean, I've seen some pretty truly horrific things in my life, and I've had therapy and all that kind of stuff. It didn't really do anything for me. I've had all the medications and all that didn't really do anything. I think what's just kind of pulled me through it really is just getting up and just fighting on. And I think that's where you get your strength from, just from saying like, I'm not going to get put down by this. I'm not going to get defeated by this. And yeah, so hopefully in the future, I'd love to offer like some kind of, I don't know whether it's legally possible or something like that, but just a little club, you know, where kids can come in and just, if they are going through a difficult time, play some cards, you know, sit down with your friends and have a chat and just forget about the world for a bit.
Yeah.
Because it does get hard.
Yeah, zone out.
Yeah.
But also in today's age, a lot of kids are behind their computers and they're sort of chatting to their friends virtually. So a lot to be said about sat across the table from someone playing a game of cards, I think.
Yeah, and I think online and stuff as well, you get a lot of trolls, don't you? Where you can say what you want. I always call them keyboard warriors. Like, you can say whatever you want behind a keyboard, but like, it's totally different. Like, sitting here with you now is totally different to me chatting to you on the phone.
Absolutely.
And I think there's a lot of power in like being face to face with someone.
Yeah.
Completely right. Although a very difficult, circumstance, it's also a very uplifting story that you've got. And tell us what's next. Tell us, where you go from here. Obviously, you mentioned the club. That I think is absolutely a really, really, really good thing to put focus into. Absolutely. But what does the next sort of few weeks and months look like for your shop?
Short term, I'm just going to try and get back to where I was, because I'd put all that work in. I'd got to a certain level. And, silver linings, actually, because of this, the break-in and stuff, I've actually got a bigger following now, which, you've got to try and find positives in things, haven't you, I guess? So hopefully it won't take me as long to kind of get back to where I was. Yeah, I've lost a lot of stock and everything like that, but like, I know who I've got behind me now, and people want to support me. So, I think people are coming in, helping out a little bit. Short term, I want to just find my feet again. I want to get the shop back in some kind of order. Like, it's silly little things when they've come into the shop. They've broken my card machine, they've broken my tablet and stuff. So it's like, I reopened on Saturday and I didn't know that my card machine didn't work. I just thought it was out of power, but it was totally broke. So it's just fixing those little things, get back to where I'm operating correctly, how I like to operate. After that, I think long term, so you can do like official game nights, like Pokémon leagues. So I've applied. I'm not too sure how like this affects kind of that, but like you can do literal tournaments that are played worldwide. So it's all part of a big league. I'd love to offer that. I know they do it at Total Cards. I think there's a few places where you can do all this, but I'd like to do it because I feel like I'm quite central. I mean, when you come to the shop, you'll see that I'm very central in terms of the town. Yeah. And obviously I'm really close to the college and stuff as well. So that's on the agenda. Further afield, I think, like further down the line. So I'm called Big Man Cards. I'm not called, Big Man Pokemon Cards. I really like football as well. I'd love to kind of delve into like more trading card games. So I'd love to do like, match attacks and all that kind of stuff, all the sports cards, darts and everything like that.
Do you sell other cards at the moment, or is it just Pokemon?
No, I kind of did a boo-boo when I opened up. I just thought you can just get a supply straight away, but it doesn't work like that. You have to be open for 6 months. You have to prove like 6 month sales. I mean, at the minute, the suppliers as well, they're not even letting you create an account, never mind apply for stock. I think it's just because of the sudden influx of people needing products.
So is there other cards that you can't get at the moment?
Actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, I think I probably could. I don't know why I'm not doing that. That's a little bit of a eureka moment. I think I should probably look into that. I don't know. I think it's probably just all the stress and stuff,
Yeah.
I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, that's fair.
So in terms of match attacks, you mentioned there, you could potentially stock those and kids can come and buy them from you because they're a few quid per pack, about 10 cards.
Yeah, I mean, at the minute, because I don't have a supplier, anything I get in my store now, it's all taken in on trade. So like when you're trading, it has to have like a market value as opposed to like a retail value. But once I do get a distributor, then I'll get things at distributor rate. I'll be able to sell it at retail. There's a term called scalping. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before.
Well, I've heard of scalping, but probably not in the context of cards.
Red Indians.
Yeah.
So basically, people will go into stores and they'll buy things at retail, but because they're so in demand, they'll just literally go on eBay and just sell it on eBay for like double the price.
Right.
That's what scalping is. Now, I don't want to be called a scalper. That's the last thing I want. I mean, obviously, I've got to get profit margins and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, I have to pay rent. I have to pay my business insurance, all that kind of stuff. So I have to make some money somewhere.
Yeah.
But what I want to do long term is I do want to get a distributor and I want to sell everything at retail where I can, basically.
Superb.
So, still carry on with the cards. In terms of like what I do now with Pokemon, so you can come in, you can buy a single card, you can buy a graded card. So a graded card's just one that's like encapsulated in plastic and you get a grade of the card out of 10. 10 being gem mint. That's like pristine. Yep. I don't know if I'd be able to kind of do that for other things just because my knowledge for Pokemon is 10 out of 10. My knowledge for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is 3 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? So it's like if I started going into other things, I'd have to learn all that, whereas I already kind of know it for Pokemon.
I have no idea what the word is you just said. Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh! You've never heard of Yu-Gi-Oh?
Never.
Get away. I do not believe that.
I've never.
Seriously?
Yeah, you said Yu-Gi-Oh, you know what I mean? I was like, nope.
That is crazy. How can you not have heard of Yu-Gi-Oh? What did you do as a kid?
I don't know. Play rugby and sports.
Scrap each other.
Oh, you were cool, right? I see.
So just finally, Kev, what would you say has been the most memorable moment of you opening a card or someone coming to the shop and you just see it and you're like, wow, that's big time, that one.
Just going back to 1999.
Yeah.
Right.
A real standout moment.
There's probably 3, I would say, and they're all different reasons. First one, in my first week of opening, right, this kid turned up and he had 5 binders. And he showed me the first one. I was like, oh, that's pretty decent. Showed me the second one. I was like, that's pretty decent. And I was like, yeah, there's nothing here like mega. Not to dishearten him or anything like that, but he got his 3rd binder out and he went, oh, I'm not too sure about that one. I opened it up and I am not kidding you. I don't want to just talk money, but like, there must have been 50 grand's worth of stuff in this one binder. And I was like,
what?
I was like,
you're thinking, cha-ching, let's get you.
Yeah, I was going to meet him outside afterwards and, take it off him. Joking. But yeah, it was with his dad. And I was like, how on earth have you got all this? Like, this is incredible. But basically, he travels the world, literally travels the world. I think he'd just come back from Gdansk at the time, doing these like Pokemon World tournaments. And I was just like, I had to pick my jaw up off the floor. Like, I just couldn't believe how much stuff he had.
So it was known to them in terms of the value, what they had. It wasn't like Antiques Roadshow style, someone fainting in front of the presenter type thing.
They'll have known. I think they were downplaying it, like, oh, is how much they're worth? Are they? I was like,
they were showing off, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
They were,
Yeah, come on,
Yeah.
The second one, I think before the show, I was telling you about this Gengar card.
Yeah.
So Gengar's one of my favourites. Very basic, very cliche. But I love Gengar. So there was this kid, he came in, he had this cardboard box and he was like, oh, would you be interested in any of these? And he was going through and, it was all kind of what I'd call bulk. So like not really worth that much. I sell bulk for like 10 pence a card. So he was going through and what about this? What about this? And I was like, oh, maybe mate. Yeah, going through it. And then he pulls out this Gengar card and I'm like, that can't... So there's 2 versions of this Gengar card. It's in Fusion Strike, the set that it's in. And I was like, can I just see that? So he shows me and he's like, oh yeah, I think that's a good one, isn't it? And I was like, a good one? I was like, this is my chase card. That's the one card that I've always wanted. Annoyingly, because of the break-in, I've had to sell it, which kills me inside. Because there's a little bit of a backstory to it as well, but he pulls this Gengar out and I'm like, what? Is that valuable? I was like, it's like 600 quid. And he's like, what, really? And I was like, yeah, like for sure. And he says, oh, well, what would you give me for it? So, I'll give him an offer. He took one of my old vintage ones, like a Dark Charizard. So I swapped it for that. And then I straight away put it in my safe. And I was like, that's never leaving me. But I've had to sell it now. So, yeah. But the third one, actually, just a little bit more wholesome, I would say. I just remember I was at work. It was a really busy, really stressful day. But I just saw this kid literally sprinting to the door. and he was like jumping up and down, big beaming smile on his face. And I was like, wow, he's excited about something. Like, what's just happened? So his parents come in, they're like, my God, he's been going on about this place all week. And he's finally here, and look how excited he is. And I was like, oh, that's really sweet, actually. You know, like, I like stuff like that. It's just nice, isn't it? Because that takes me back to like when I was a kid. That's what me and my dad would do, you know, and it was just nice to see. So, yeah, good.
Fabulous.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Thanks.
Kev, that's been a brilliant conversation. Thank you very much. If people want to come and visit you, I don't know if you've actually said where your shop is.
Not yet.
So it's 30B Larchfield Street. It's the old Conservative building. I don't know if you know where that is.
I do know exactly where you are.
Drive past it every day.
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
And you open Wednesday to Saturday?
Wednesday till Sunday. So Wednesday till Friday, it's 10:30 till 6.
Yeah.
Saturday, it's 9 till 6.
Yeah.
They're long days, them ones.
Yeah.
And Sunday is 10 till 4? 10 till 4. God,
It's on your social media. It's on your Instagram.
It is, yeah.
Pin post, that's
Yeah.
Yeah. And on social media, Big Man Cards.
Yeah, I think it might be Big Man Cards Ltd.
Yeah.
Don't know why, I just thought it looked cool.
We'll find you.
Yeah, Big Man Cards, yeah.
Fantastic.
Very good.
Spot on.
Kev, wishing you the best of luck.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you very much.
Thank
Been
you.
a pleasure. Thank you.